Welcome to another Hopper on microcontrollers video. This is a follow-on to the previous one where I'm exploring the APIs that people are familiar with the Arduino environment and how they work in Hopper. Specifically, this one is about AnalogRead, and this truly is analog. And in Hopper, I've just made properties for the analog pins. So if you go and look at the cheat sheet from mashianti.org, you'll notice that not all pins are capable of analog, so there's really only three. So analog to digital converter 0, 1 and 2, and the third analog to digital converter is used to monitor the system voltage. It's in sort of an internal pin, not really useful for the user. So back to our code. Let me go full screen here. So, what have I done? This A0 and A1 are two analog pins. Let's go see how it works. So if we go into, there are actually AnalogWrite and AnalogRead APIs. So you could use AnalogRead API if you knew what the pin number was. But if you've chosen you can just use this define to choose your device, and then internally I'll have I've got these properties here for the analog pins. So it uses constant pin numbers, which means you can switch your code from one microcontroller to another without having to manually go and have to change which pins are analog. So kind of helpful because they're not the same on all devices. All right, so in this code, that's actually an analog read of the pin, one of the pins and one of the other pins. And I'm doing a, classic serial println like you would do in Arduino here, and then I'm using the values we've got from the two pins X and Y to set the brightness of two LEDs, and then I'm delaying and looping around. So let's go and see what we got here. So I have a joystick which also has a button in the middle, so I'm also using the button and just saying up or down if you press the button. Anyway, let's build this. So compiling it, and then I'll launch and yeah, I had to, these are my LED pins, very similar to the previous example, the previous demo I did. And this button pin here, I just chose an arbitrary GPIO pin on the for the button, but because it's an input, I have to, if I don't pull it up, it'll just be random because it's an open circuit when the button's not pressed. So you want to pull it up or pull it down depending on which way the button, if your button's going to go to ground or to VSS. Okay, let's launch the debugger. So we're running in the debugger. We've loaded successfully into the debugger. Now let's run the program. And every 50 milliseconds it's doing that write-ln here, and it's showing that our button is up. So if I go across and I press the button, it switches the button to down and up and down. Okay, so what have I done here? I've wired it so that, well, my resolution is 0 to 1023. So if the joystick is in the center, it's half of that range, more or less. It's analog. It's an analog voltage between 0 and 3 volts being converted to a digital, number between 0 and 1023. So if I go to one corner of the joystick, it turns them both off, and the other corner should make them both very bright. Although you don't really tell the difference with the brightness here. Let me get them in the camera. So brighter, yes, and then one of the corners has one of them off and one of them on, and the other one the other way around, and then both off. Or both off is where there's both off here. So if I go around, you can see that one of them's doing the x-axis. That's the x-axis one, and the other one's doing the y-axis. There you have it. How to do analog read using Hopper and the Raspberry Pi Pico. Thank you for watching.